MSI allegedly paying reviewers to remove bad reviews of their products. So we got to go kind of back to the beginning on this. It was Wednesday. It was a dark and stormy Wednesday somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Tech Channel, Tech Team GB. Do you remember when these guys were just like kids starting out, like posting their first videos?
Yep.
Like I remember getting messages and stuff from them like, hey, I'm like an aspiring YouTuber or whatever. These guys are one of the few that's like, hey, you know, like I want to, you know, be a YouTuber, tech YouTuber, whatever. They did it. They hustled. They did it. And now they're stirring the pot. Here they are stirring the pot. I love it. So Tech Channel, see, Tech Channel. Look at that. I can say that with a straight face. Isn't that great? Tech Channel, Tech Team GB revealed that the video review of the MSI Bravo 15 they posted on Monday had been released after MSI attempted to pay them to keep it quiet. Luke, give me at least 2 problems with that scenario.
I mean, I don't think it's illegal, but it's a terrible idea, especially if your fans ever figure out that you're trying to pay someone to not release a review of your product.
Bad optics. I like it.
You should also never be in an exchange of money to release or to not release a review of a product.
Oh yeah.
And an overview or something like that, where it's like very clearly explained that like, this is a sponsored video.
Yep.
I'm talking about the product.
Yep.
That's it.
So
but
poor,
like a proper
poor
review.
ethics.
Yeah, proper review should never be paid for to go up or to not go up.
Okay, problem number 3. Here's problem number 3. They clearly didn't offer enough money. Because otherwise we'd never be hearing about it. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So yeah, the problem is that this is a clear ethics problem, even if it's not technically illegal.
Yeah.
According to Tech Team GB, the exchange went as follows. The video had already been delayed for weeks pending confirmation of their findings from MSI because there were things that were disappointing about the notebook to them. And instead of MSI saying, you know, hey, yeah, your unit is bad. Here, let's get you a new one to give you a better experience, which we've dealt with in the past. Sometimes early units are pre-production and that stuff happens. And you got to give manufacturers a fair chance to put their best foot forward. We're not talking cherry-picked samples. We're talking making sure it's actually full retail quality. But MSI did not have any way to address those issues other than to allegedly send them an email attempting to persuade them not to post the video. And this is a quote in Tech Team GB's tweet storm here. Only you and me know you have it. Tech Team GB apparently declined MSI's request and posted the video anyway, after which MSI asked them to remove the word disappointing from the video title, which was also declined. Now that's one I've encountered a lot. Brands trying to push back on your title. And there have been times if they weren't Yeah, go ahead.
You've changed it sometimes, right?
I have.
Yeah.
There have been times, and it depends. If they're really pushy and I feel like they're infringing on my right to title my video whatever I want it to be, then I will just decline it out of principle. I'll outright refuse. But if they're very reasonable and they say, hey, I really feel that this title is not representative of your conclusions in the video, and I feel like for people just flying by, if this is the only impression they get of our product, it's not really fair. According to your conclusion in the video, you know, if we're pushing our clickability of the title a little bit too hard, there have been instances of that where I have changed the title in order to be better representative of the content at the request of the manufacturer. And
that's good.
That's a discussion. That's a collaboration. That's not a threat. That's not trying to silence me. And if I feel like it's a threat or an attempt to silence me, I will just outright refuse to do it. All right. After this, MSI allegedly threatened the channel with no more review samples or sponsorships if they didn't comply. This was mistake number 4, because I totally get brands not wanting to work with a media outlet that they feel is unfair or needlessly destructive. If MSI legitimately felt that this criticism and this wording was totally unfair to their product, they are well within their right to never provide review samples or sponsorships ever again. Why should they? But threatening, making this an exchange, a quid pro quo, that's where this one crosses the line for me. All they had to do was say, okay, and just never send them anything again. Okay, you know, fair enough. And the funny thing about that is I've had that happen. And ultimately, what I've discovered is that eventually, that's just the best way to go about it. They don't get their product covered for a while. And frankly, I'll survive without it. And eventually, everyone comes back. And these are the companies that act in a mature way. Everyone eventually comes back with, okay, here's one we think you're finally going to like. That happens. I can't think of a time that didn't happen when a manufacturer and I,
Or like the PR person that originally instated that is no longer there. A new PR person shows up and goes like, sorry, wait, what happened here? And then gets you all the stuff that you need.
That's a pretty common one too, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
More than once.
So declining again. Tech Team GB allegedly received a call from AMD PR alleging that MSI had requested AMD make them take the video down, and then AMD, for their part, were on Tech Team GB's side. I wonder if they talked to the same rep that I know who's UK-based. She's super nice. I forget her name, unfortunately, right now, but she's like she super gets it. So she already wrote a reply saying the problem was with the laptop and had merely called to let Tech Team GB know what was happening behind the scenes with MSI. Now, I pointed this out on Twitter, but this whole thing does not mesh with my experiences with MSI at all. I mean, up to the VP level, I know people. I've worked with MSI North America for the better part of a decade now. Like, I know those guys. They're good guys and gals and whatever. They're good people, and they would not think that this is okay. I have criticized MSI tons in the past. And their attitude is always, you know, well, you, Linus, and we'll make a better one next time, and maybe you'll finally daily drive an MSI one day. That's always the way it goes down. And when I say, you know, you, Linus, I mean that in like in a positive, like,
friendly banter way.
Yeah, friendly banter way, because I'll tell them, you know, you too, stop making laptops or whatever, right? So like that's how it goes down. And obviously I have a lot of respect for their laptops. They make a lot of great devices. That's just the way we talk to each other. So anyway, my point is that does not jive with my experience with MSI North America at all. The difference is that we work with MSI North America, and I don't know anything about their UK or EU team. That, and this was pointed out on Twitter, in spite of the fact that I mentioned it in my original tweet, we're kind of dangerous to engage in that kind of behavior with. So companies do tend to take a safer approach with us, where they kind of
it might be a little easier to bully the little guy.
Yes, where they kind of go, okay.
And the guy that hasn't thrown companies on blast for similar things many times in the past.
Come at me. Just come at me. I dare you. I dare you.
It would be good, because it would be a lot of views and a lot of people would click on those videos.
Yeah, I'm super into it, you know.
You'd feed him awesome content, so go for gold.
That's great. I mean, I never need you to cooperate with me ever again, because I'm in a position where if I really need your product, I'll just buy it. And then you don't get any say. You don't even get to like tell me what's good about it. I'm gonna figure it out on my own. If I miss something, that's on you. So anyway, someone pointed out that we happen to be kind of a big deal. So maybe our experience doesn't jive with smaller creators. Now, so far, MSI seems to be staying silent on the matter, with both US and UK MSI Twitter pages making no reference whatsoever to the issue, which is a little strange.
Probably some internal review going on. I doubt MSI is like super used to this type of problem.
Yeah, they kind of don't make headlines as often as someone like an Apple or a Microsoft.
Yeah.
They're less of a household name. This is definitely not the way you want to get famous.
No.
Unfortunately. But Notebook Check points out that the review unit that Tech Team GB had may have been faulty, because they had a positive conclusion in their own review. Actually, that's one of the reasons I was so surprised to see this, because I read Notebook Check's review and it was like, this thing's friggin' great. And then I saw this drama from Tech Team GB and MSI, and I was like, what is going on? But if that was the case, why wouldn't MSI just send them a new one so that they could evaluate the proper one and this whole problem could have been avoided?
Yeah. It seems to me, if I try to find the negligence or ignorance instead of the malice in the situation, it seems to me that with the statement of like, only you and me know you have it, they're trying to maybe be like, I don't really want to send you another one, so can you just forget this whole thing even happened?
Yeah, or maybe that person would have gotten in trouble for sending out that unit. Maybe they weren't supposed to. Maybe it was a pre-production sample that wasn't supposed to go out and they were just trying to do Tech Team GB as solid. I am not saying that's what happened here. I'm saying that based on what I know working in this industry for so long, it's feasible. It's conceivable that this person might be in a situation where they're desperate, where they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. If this review goes up, they're going to be exposed for having sent out a faulty unit. And if the review doesn't go up, at this point, they're screwed because they sent out a faulty unit or whatever. Like if they try to swap it out, they're going to be exposed. And if the video goes up, they're exposed. So now what? Maybe they're just desperate.
This is all just guessing.
This is all guesswork. Total guesswork.
It seems potentially valid to me, especially, yeah, I don't know.
I think it's also possible that we're looking at a cultural difference here. And again, I don't know anything about the people involved, but I've definitely experienced this in the industry before, where Asian media and press and PR have a very, very different way of working compared to Western media and Western PR. And this might be one of those things that is the norm in whatever territory this person came from, but is obviously not the norm for UK or North American press. So this might be one of those things where it's a training and cultural ignorance issue. I'm not excusing it in any case because I think it's inappropriate no matter where you're from or where you live or who you're working with. But again, that's my cultural values that I am now imposing. I do think that they are positive cultural values, but I mean, you're in dangerous waters, right? If you want to say, well, like my culture's way of doing it is the only way. I do think that it would be better to do this way without, bribing people to not release videos. I do think that would be better just worldwide, less bribery. It's good.